Welcome to the Plan to Rise Above podcast powered by P.M.G Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. We believe that you should strive to get 1% better every day, where every dollar needs a home, and compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And with the Plan to Rise Above, you control your own destiny.
You know, there's a lot of talk about the rich keep getting richer, the middle class is falling behind, and the tax code is really set up for everybody, right? It's not looking at, well, this person is richer, let's design something for them. It's looking at everybody, and there's a lot of incentives inside of that code to try to prop you up, to try to lead you to the right behavior. And that's really where we want to go today and talk a little bit about that.
I got a Roth account, so that's everything. That's a traditional Roth IRA, backdoor Roth IRA, or mega backdoor Roth IRA. So with the Roth, those funds grow tax-free. Normal Roth, you can do $7,000 to. The other one is a backdoor, so if you're a high earner, that's something you want to look into. And the one you don't see a lot of is the mega backdoor. So if you're a real high income earner and you've already maxed out your 401k, some plans allow you to make after-tax contributions to your 401k plan and then convert them to Roth IRA. So if you have that, definitely take advantage of it, because if you're in the highest tax bracket, if you use an after-tax account, you're getting a 20% capital gains tax, you're getting the surtax at 3%. Any other income is taxed at ordinary income, so you're going to be paying a very high tax rate. So take advantage of that Roth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Roth conversions lately with some of our bigger clients, and trying to foot that huge RMD bill come 75 or whenever it eventually comes to you. But Phil, how have we been managing those? And
well, again, yeah, I think with that, you have to start doing a 10, 20, 30-year cash flow plan, right? We're definitely looking at those retirement plan projections for the rest of somebody's life. We're looking at the assets that they already have. We're looking back at their budget. What, do they have after-tax money to pay the tax from a separate account, not from the IRA itself, right? So there's a lot that goes into a conversion, but the simple, quick version of what we're looking to get to is can we move money from this taxable structure, future taxable structure, bring that tax forward today to then try to get in the tax-free bucket as soon as possible, so then that money will grow longer and then grow this tax-free piggy bank to be a really big fat pig, so to speak. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And I will add, though, the Roth conversion is, in my opinion, way more of a successful legacy item than it is for the actual owner of the IRA itself. Yes, you can use the money, and if you're young enough, then maybe it's, if you're 40 and maybe it's 70, you grab the money back for yourself. That's great. But I do feel it's more properly done as a legacy item. I would not say that's an upper middle class thing. I feel like the middle class can do that and take advantage of that in a big way too. So
who would you say is the best fit? Is it someone that's doing a legacy, or someone who's trying to maximize a lower tax bracket? Who do you think that would be best for?
It's probably still, in my opinion, it's still probably first legacy, and then the tax bracket piece. But I guess I'd probably lean on legacy first.
Okay.
And I like to say it's more of the it is more the Rockefeller thinking, right? Which again, I'm not trying to make it sound like it's a high income item, because it's not. But it's just something that has somebody who has a long term vision. And somebody who really, again, you could be in the lower middle class or even just the middle class. If you don't like paying taxes and they irk you and you don't like the government, well, the Roth is an amazing structure just for that alone, right? And because you are basically giving the middle finger to the government and saying, hey, I'm putting this money in the tax-free side forever, and then my kids will get it, on that side too. So now again, eventually it becomes taxable to them down the road after 10 years of you passing.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you're setting them up in a major way, and you could do that for, $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever. It doesn't have to be, not the conversion, but you could build that Roth pretty cheaply. So
yeah, I like the example too you've used in client meetings with the Roth conversion is an early retiree that might be in the 12% bracket can convert it, paying 12%. Versus instead not converting it, and then eventually one day if they pass away, their kids inherit it, or they inherit the account in their prime earning years.
Yep.
So if they're already in the 24% tax bracket, then they might have this $1 million IRA that they have to deplete in 10 years. And that might push them into the 32% tax bracket, or even worst case, or even higher. So that way you're locking in that low rate versus your kids eventually having to pay taxes on a higher rate.
We started to remind people that, yeah, you do have under the new 10-year rule, when somebody inherits an IRA, they have 10 years to deplete it. And if it's on the Roth side, you would essentially wait till the very end so you get that tax-free growth as long as possible, because you're not trying to beat it up because of taxes over the course of a 10-year window. So you would wait till the end. But I do remind people that, like, yeah, you are essentially, even though you're gone and it was your IRA, let's say it was my IRA and my kids get my IRA, like, they're paying the tax, but it was with my money. So really, I'm paying the tax from the grave, right? So I just remind them, like, yeah, like, I'm paying it either way at some point. So would I rather pay it, today, or, at this rate, or would I rather pay it from the grave later at a higher rate? So I go back to, like, yeah, let's just try to look at it from the whole thing. But it does start with that 10, 20, 30-year structured out plan. And it's not, so again, the tax code, let's go back to even the beginning of this video. The tax code is built for long-term thinkers, not short-term, pleasure necessarily. And the Roth conversion is definitely a long-term thinking strategy. So you have to, you have to put that hat on, and you're thinking multi-generational. You're not just thinking of yourself, so to speak. So I guess the only thing I would add too with the Roth, just as another incentive, right? And I remember this because I started my career in 1997. The law started in 97 with 1998 in terms of trying to be able to contribute to the Roth IRA. And at the time, Congress kind of did that, and they made very light reference to an idea that Social Security could run out at some point in time back in the late 90s. And they're like, hey, we're going to give you another incentive, which is this thing called the Roth IRA. And let's just go with the basic of the Roth IRA at the time of saying, yeah, you can put money into an account that grows tax-free for the rest of your life. And there's some caveats of how it works. But if you follow these little rules, that money will grow tax-free, piggy bank for the rest of your life. And again, they're trying to incentivize you to do that because it's a subtle way of them saying, Social Security might not be enough, and it might not be here. Now, I do think it'll still be here, 5, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. But it is a little bit of a subtle shot across the bow warning going, hey, you should do this. Everybody should do this, So like I said, that's why I say it's an incentive.
Yeah, I like that you said that it might not be enough, not that it might not be there, because people's living costs go up all the time, like, with inflation, with more expense, like your furnace could go out, a flood could happen. Like, yeah,
no doubt. What we've touched on so far, right, is obviously you have your employer plan, kind of a base, level, put the money up on the shelf. We have these HSAs, we have the Roth side, which again now is a tax-free bucket. Where are we going next?
We can go to college savings plans.